Alright, we're ready to rock and roll here. It's a little dark, but hopefully you guys can see what's going on. So I'm trying to do kind of like a 3-part type deal. So the first thing I need to do is this big guy up here and start tying things off. So I can take off my planning stuff here, put all this somewhere out of the way. Alright. This stuff can go. So this is for a Deckard Cain. Very elaborate. Probably an overly, I mean, it's in true Final Boss form that whatever I do is overly elaborate. It's just how I operate. A little bit. A little bit. I could go right there. That doesn't look too bad. Let's see. Maybe like right there. Wouldn't be too centered though, would it? So I'm trying to kind of line this all up, make sure it's kind of going in the direction I want it to. How would that look? Look kind of. I can always just cut that off if it bothers me. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. So time to get some cord here. So these all go over here and out of my way. Oh shit. I just fucked it up. Alright, now I gotta remeasure it because I suck. So I just want to make sure these 3 things will fit. These 3 little vials are going to be woven into it because it's part of a Deckard Cain cosplay. So I got to make sure they're going to actually fit when I do that. That looks about right. Just about right. Okay. So I'm going to go up to this dude. I'm going to probably just put some hash marks here with my knife. Alright, so I'll just say right about there. Oh, this is already falling apart. That's great. We'll do it right about there. And this one will scoot in. We'll do another hash mark right about there. Alright, so we got some marks going in. So that's good. So now we're going to get us some cord. This is just some hemp cord. You know what? I bet if I turn this off. I don't know. I think it's catching that. It's catching the kitchen. No, it's catching that thing. That's what's getting me. There we go. We can actually see. Excellent. Alright, so getting this thing, probably going to do like as much as I can. I don't know how much it's going to take, so I'm going to do 5 arm lengths. 2, 3. I mean, this one's the edge, so I don't really need that much. I'll just do it. I'll just be consistent. And 5. God, it's going to take a lot of stuff. It's a bit annoying because it's going to be a lot. I don't know if I'll need 5 arm. 5, that's like 10 yards. I don't think this is too much. This is too much. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cut this in half and see what happens. I'm going to cut this in half and problem solved. Right. So even at the ends, yeah, 5 is just, it's too much. Nobody got time for that. I hope it'll be enough. Yeah, anyways, we'll see. Okay. So then, I'm going to fold this over in half because I'm going to need these two. And I'm going to start the process here. Okay. Okay. So, getting all the things set up is the biggest pain. But once it's done, and then you can start actually doing macrame. But getting everything tied off is a pain in the neck. There's no denying that. No denying that. So that's going to be the down part. This I'm going to shorten a little bit because I don't think I'll need as much. I'm going to give myself some extra space on that other long end. So, the first incision, Doctor. Alright. Let's do a loop. Over and through. So just doing I think it's called a quarter half hitch or something. I don't know. There's a lot of lingo, but I'm a barbarian, so I don't really do that. I don't do lingo because barbarians don't do lingo. They just do things, and they figure it out later, which is kind of the story of my life. All right, that seems like kind of where I want it. That's great. Nice and tight. The first knot's done. Alright, I'm going to tilt this up just a little because I think I might pick things up and futz around with them if it doesn't lose focus. Alright, so it's the one string down. I'm going to do the same thing with this other one here I just cut. Now I'm going to start a simple knot just to kind of keep them from slipping, which is what they will definitely do until I start getting this thing all wired up. So that's the thing I'm just going to have to be ready for. So this is going to be my long end. Straighten that out. This will be my short end. So just going to do the same thing. Oh, that's like really having trouble focusing, isn't it? Alright, so over and through. Maybe I'll give it a little bit more. Right. A little bit more. And then over and through. Okay, great. Great. Look at me go. Look at us. We're macrame. We're getting it done here. We're getting it done. So I kind of want to figure out where I want these. So these are the long ends down there. These are the short ends. So I kind of want the knot to face outward. So I'm just going to start bringing them up like this. And then this will be the one that starts going. So I'm going to do over and through and under and through. And I'm just going to do square knots. There's half hitches, I guess is what the actual word is. What the actual spiel is. What the fudge? No, something's wrong. I want this to be here. And I'm going to do under and through. Do over and through, and then we're going to get this square knot ready to roll. So that'll kind of anchor this end where I want it. Yay. These two ones free floating down here. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'm just going to have to ignore it, I think, for now. Yeah, I'm just going to throw and start tying. Okay, so I might just do a little simple. Nah, I'm not going to fuck with it too much, mess with it too much, pardon my French. I may just start trying to anchor these down though. Okay, so that top part's done. So I'm going to get another, what did I do? 3 feet, I think, something like that. I think that was about right. 1, 2, and I do 4. 3, because I want to fold it in half. I don't know. 4. We'll find out. I don't really know what the right length is, but it is what it is. So when I get to the half point of this, we'll find out. If I have to get some more, if I have to do some janky surgery in the middle of this, that's okay. It doesn't need to be perfect. This is just a fun project. That's what I have to remind myself about everything I ever do. Jeff, you're supposed to have fun. Doesn't need to be perfect. Doesn't need to be. It needs to be perfect. Yeah, that's fine. I lied. It needs to be perfect. Some extra crap that doesn't look good. Okay. So then you just kind of loop it through. And then I might just do a quick square knot here just to kind of anchor all this stuff. Because I want to start trying to keep it as anchored and organized as I can early on. So make it as tight as I can get it. And then I'm going to get this as firm as I can get it. And we'll just do a simple square knot to get this thing going. I think that's the best kind of start I can give myself. I can scoot that closer to the camera if you can't see, or I can scoot the camera closer to me. Alright, yeah, got a lot of slack. I don't think I'm going to run short of rope here, guys. I do not think that's going to be my problem. Got a metric F-ton of slack here. For all the stuff as tight as I can get it, I'll do it the other way. Alright, so that'll kind of keep it stable. As stable as I can hope here in the short term. Alright, well I put all the other crap on. So, hopefully, that will be stable. I can futz around with these at some point. I'm just going to do a little arc, I guess. So I have my other cut here. That's kind of about as wide as I want it. So I'm just going to count. So I'm just going to do it by numbers here. So it's 1, 2. Probably should keep track and write this down, or else I will forget and it will get out of order. So I have an infinite number of envelopes here, so I'm just going to write down what my plan is, or how it's laying itself out so far. So I got here's the crossbar. I got one of these, 2 of these at the beginning, and then I got one of those. That's what I got so far. Because I'm going to try to mix some different colors in if I can. We'll see. It's going to be a very aggressive project, to say the least. So this is the other end here. So maybe I should just start working my way to the center. You know, I think that might be a better plan. Just because it's hard for me to know what exactly everything's going to look like. So I think I'm just going to try that. 1, 2, and then I'm going to do 3 for this one. Because this is going to be one of the ones where I only do a third on the top. I think that will be enough. We'll find out. If not, we'll figure out something. Have you brave souls ever attempted macrame before? Alright, that's about. I just need this now. Okay. So then, we're going to do that same loop. Over and through. Over and through. Alright. So great, that's heading down, that's heading up. So they're like, I need to find my distance marker here. Let's look. There's my little gash. There it is. Alright, so there's thankfully a little knot right there. Okay, so tie that as far as I can. And then I'm getting some more rope. This is going to be a bit repetitive until we get down to the business. But I think if I can get this thing started, more or less, I'll be in a pretty good position to do some really fun stuff on this. Maybe it'll be like the fun, you know, document the making of on Twitch or whatever. Yay, you know, people love that stuff. Anyways, this is going to be a challenging project, to say the least. This is going to be the most advanced piece of macrame I've ever done. Which is saying something, because I've done some advanced stuff. It's a hobby of mine, but one that has not gotten this extreme. But it's final boss, and every one of my hobbies has to get to an extreme level of intensity, or else it's not really one of my hobbies. If it's not overly extreme and intense, I don't really like doing it. What I've learned in my short years here is this godforsaken planet. That's what I've figured out about myself. I try to make things as intense as possible, and I usually succeed. As complicated as I can manage it. That's how I formulate my life. How can I make this as complicated as possible and lose as much sleep? Oh my goodness. What the frick? There it goes. Okay. That's where I like it. That's the short end. That's the long end. That's about right. Okay, so tightening that down. Making sure that's right aligned, as aligned as I can get it. Nope, it's a little too far in, see? That's what I was worried about. Worried about that slipping. Alright. So now we're going to start the top bit. Just to start tying things off here. Alright. Okay. And then we'll do what we just did in the last one. So these two are my top. These are my really long. Yeah, that's right. So got all the lengths right at least. That's encouraging. Then we're going to get another one of those little half hitches on the bottom done. That goes over there. And then what did I do? 4? I think so. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. I need to get like a micro camera for this or something. Maybe I will. I have my nice camera that I can use for just this purpose. This is just a test. See if you all even care about macrame. Who knows? Maybe you don't even care. Who likes that? Who likes that? Macrame crap. Alright. So how am I coming? It's going like this. So, trying to make sure things stay as lined up as possible. Because it looks better that way. Right, things is going to be the most tangly ass thing ever, but it is what it is. Alright. Get in through somehow. Don't do that. What the fricky frick? Alright, that somehow got itself tangled in. Do not want. That's all separate, right? Okay. Better. Alright, so then we're just going to cinch the crap out of that. Make sure it all stays nice and tidy. Then this top part goes elsewhere. These bottom cords. Oh my god, this is going to be a mess. Wow, this is going to be a huge mess. I see it. I see this chaos coming. I need to start tying these up. I see people do that on TV or whatever, or on the things where they like loop it all. I'm going to do that right after this because it's going to be a hot mess otherwise. So trying to keep this straight, it is going to be tricky, man. This is going to be a tricky project, y'all. I'll tell you, you heard it first here. This is going to be right on par of novel level complication. Alright, that looks okay. I think I'm right there. I'm right there. So we're just where I want to be. So I'm going to start kind of looping these together into nice little packages here. Let's just do this. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Say this one we're just gonna tie off. Alright. Another side off. So the second top one. Alright. Just trying to keep this somewhat organized, which is going to be probably the hardest thing in this whole project, is keeping it organized. Alright, cool. That's just cleaning the extra crap out, so it's just not a mess everywhere. So making little loops, nice neat little rows. Yeah. So that is what it is. Yeah, it doesn't seem like people are too into the macrame. enthralling stuff, I know. I am going to put on some Netflix in the background. Some Amazon Prime. We'll see. We'll see what it is. We'll see what it is. There we go. Alright, those are done. These guys need a little bit of cleanup here. I'll give them maybe a little bit more room. Not much. Chris Pratt? What up, Mafia Elite? How's it going? Long time no see. Today we are doing some different crafts that we have not done before on Final Boss Editing. This is one called Macrame. Kind of an old hobby of mine that I'm rekindling. I figured I may as well share it with y'all on Twitch, because very few have experienced or even heard of it. Barely few have even heard of this said weird hobby of final bosses. There was one among many weird final boss hobbies. So get excited. I just don't want a massive tangle. Alright. This thing really is trying to give me some trouble here. It's trying to give me some Barney Rubble. Okay, cool. That's a little bit more organized. And now it's to the side, so I just don't have this massive tangle on the bottom. When does the food at the bottom come into play? I've done cooking streams before, very late night cooking streams. And that is, I have not changed my background, sadly. But if you guys play your cards right, maybe one of these days I will do another creme brulee cooking stream and talk about how to make creme brulee and all these yummy things. As you can tell, probably, I have a lot of random and weird hobbies. Writing is just the most, probably actually the least lucrative among them. But it's the one I chose to do the most. Weird how that works out. Oh, what's the least lucrative option I have? Oh, writing? Cool, I'm going to do that. I have a lot of weird hobbies. I could probably make money from a lot of them. Let me choose the one that I probably won't make money from. That's what writing is all about, guys and gals. Choosing the hobby that you're least likely to be successful at. Have fun. Has Final Boss broken your spirit yet? I hope so. Just kidding. I know you guys are tougher than that. This is the real. This is the real, guys. I just give up thanks to you all. And I just quit writing. Just kidding. But it's worth it. It is also the most intrinsically satisfying. So don't let my my sassiness be too depressing. It's also one of the most fun and challenging hobbies that you can possibly ever have. So there is an upside, you know. There is a non-material upside, Mafia, even if we never make a bajillion dollars writing. Nice marginal upside. In terms of happiness, who needs that when you have money? Can't you buy that? Everyone always told me I could just purchase happiness. Weirdly enough. Just being facetious, though. Alright, so this is a little more organized, a little bit less chaos mode. Looks like a creepy string catcher, but creepy dream catcher, but hopefully it won't be just that. It'll hopefully look cool too. Okay, so how much room do I have? I'm going to probably put in a colored strand. I'm going to attempt to. So I kind of am trying to measure out where things will be. Alright, so that's the edges. Jeez. So if I get those pretty close together, so I probably have, let's square knot. God, this is going to be crazy, man. My happiness just comes on Friday. Red Dead Redemption 2. I know a lot of people have been very eagerly expecting that game. I have not played the first one, sadly. So, shame on me, really. I hear that I kind of have to in order to be a gamer, you know. In order to pretend that I enjoy video games, I have to play RDR. I'm going to grab a glass of water. I'll be right back. My happiness comes on Red Dead Redemption Day. Computer is trying to launch itself.
We're going to make a spectacular dessert that revolutionized the 18th century.
All right.
Hear those bells? Those are the bells that ushered in America's freedom in 1776. Walking in here and seeing the confidence of an emerging Philadelphia. It's so good to see that this new year. Excuse me, let me show you.
All right. Down to business here. Okay. Got my A&W cream soda. Ready to do some more Macrame stuff. Okay. So, how am I doing this? I have my loop below, and I'm kind of looping it over. I don't know if you guys can see that. Looping it over and through. There we go. So, there's one. In order to get kind of my square knots going, I'm ready to get two. So I'm going to do another one of those. The new one is a pre-sequel to the first as far as knowing the story. There are a ton of game movies to watch and cutscenes. Would you say it's worth it? Is it that good of a game, Mafia? I'm a little skeptical because I've seen people, really, oh, this game, blah, 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 and then it's kind of, it's kind of not what I expected sometimes. And so I've had my heart broken before, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But if it's really, really good, I guess I will, I believe. I believe. Alright, so just a lot of. I almost wish I had little gloves because this stuff just like wrecks your hands. It wrecks your hands, y'all. All the hemp. Gosh, I do not know if this thing is going to work or not, but it is definitely complicated. Guys, there's one thing I'm sure about this particular macrame project. It's complicated. It's more complicated than I could ever. Oh my goodness. That is a headache right there, y'all. So I'm trying to kind of get all this stuff straight. It's very fine, so it's kind of hard to see, I guess, in the camera. But I love story-driven by single-player games, and RDRs on the is on the list next to Life is Strange and Last of Us. Those are some big story-driven titles, so that's encouraging. In my particular experience, sometimes I've found that some of the games that boast a good story don't always do, but it's good to know that that's something that's important to you, because I will take your recommendation much more seriously, knowing that someone who appreciates and respects storytelling recommended it. So that's a big that's a big your commendation is a big strike in his favor. All right. Yeah, I actually got reasonably far into the application process for writing with the Life is Strange folks. They were cool. Almost worked over there. That would have been fun. Oh man, so much management. There's a lot of like cord management I feel like right now that I'm having to do just because there's a lot of stuff in this particular project that could go wrong. It's like a novel. You gotta manage all these little things and make sure they're all right. Probably why I like these. I want Life is Strange too. They've made some other games. I mean, one of the things that made me really sad was one of the big story-driven studios, Telltale, died recently. So that was a bummer. Yeah. I just recently played. So one of our kind viewers, Practice Made Perfect, bought me Frostpunk, and I recently played Frostpunk, and I really enjoyed Frostpunk because it was like a civilization type game, but they actually really tried. I mean, they weren't perfect, but they really tried to bring in some story elements, which I thought was particularly cool. So, go them. They thought to overlook the subcopy doesn't have quality over quantity. I love the team over there, though. Yeah. Yeah, I remember I actually applied to be a writer there because they're in the Bay Area. When I looked at their reviews on Glassdoor, like their employee reviews, there were a lot of people who were like, "This is a bad place to work. People here are really intense and mean. You know, like the management doesn't care. They're just trying to make money." It was sad to see. They made some cool games, though. I thought. I liked the Tales from the Borderlands. I liked that. That was a cool one. There's a lot of good stuff. It was too bad. But that's the thing, man. You can make good quality products, but if your management team is not, you know, doesn't care or is not really watching the pulse of culture, you will die. Culture is everything. In a company, the culture of that company is the company. Naughty Dog is hiring some of the devs too. Nice. Yeah. I don't blame them. They're great devs. They've made great quality games. And I wish they would open source or sell the Telltale engine so that anybody with an animator and some tech could write a game or make a game in the Telltale style. I think that'd be pretty special. If they said, hey, look, like we're not around anymore, but here's our game engine. Have at thee, you know? I think that'd be a pretty neat thing. I mean, obviously, who knows, you know, whoever purchased them, I mean, I guess they closed, but there's probably somebody buying up all those assets and X, Y, or Z and, you know, chewing on the bones. And I hope that they, whoever they are, maybe they're watching stream right now. I doubt it, though. But I hope that they do something like that because that'd be great. It'd be a lot of fun. We had a version of the Gearbox engine. Okay. Interesting. All the engines out there. These guys are powerhouses. Alright, here we go. So we're getting a lot of rope going here. This is going to be the most advanced project of macrame I've ever done. Guaranteed. By a mile. By a couple of miles. I thought my bottle was going to be intense. This is a whole nother level. Makes me wonder if I should have got a macrame board or whatever the people use now. All those techniques. Okay. This hopefully will look cool though. Yeah. So do you do any game dev, Mafia Elite, or are you mostly just trying to do writing? What kind of creative pursuits are you really chasing? You know, or what do you think? Because I know a lot of people do both, and that's awesome. Those people are way more talented than me. I only got writing down really. I know a little bit of coding, but not enough to make my own game, sadly, which I would love to do one day. Actually, written a game design document, but obviously, time. Come along, there we go. I chase anything Adobe related. My Photoshop Premiere at the moment, After Effects. Oh, it's getting. Where is it getting caught in? Something. How did it go there? What's the actual app? Too weird. Photoshop, Premiere, After Effects scares me, but I'm learning. Nice. So doing like video editing and stuff, and photo and video. That's a very lucrative deal right now. Photo and video editors do pretty well, even if they're just doing contracting work. Even if they're just work for hire. Decent photo video editor can do pretty well working for hire. Got caught on something here. What are we getting caught on? There we go. So before I start any creative project, even if it's Macrame, I have to be like, I'm okay with this thing completely failing. I'm okay with that. There's a pretty decent chance it will completely fail. So I have to kind of be ready for that eventuality. Yeah, freelance is promising. Nice. Yeah, doing some gaming stuff would be a lot of fun, though, isn't it? Gaming stuff. Gaming is such a cool art form, you know? I think that would be really a fun track to pursue one day if things allow. If life goes in that direction, that'd be a pretty cool track. So, maybe I'll just do the top part first to get this stuff out of the way. I feel like these are just going to be annoying. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So these, I could have there. On these up here. So I'm just going to do a little like loop here. This might take a while. These are kind of messy here. trying to get. Really wanted to put out there that esports is taking over. Nadeshot used to be a cool esports player. Now he owns an esports team. Yesterday he made history, signed some sports investor plus Drake and a few other big names. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I have probably watched more esports events than normal sports. Just because I play games. I don't play normal sports anymore. So it's not going to be that valuable to me, you know? Because, like, usually you watch what you play. And my body, after normal sports, is beaten up. It doesn't work anymore. It's broken. My body is broken. So it's like, yeah, hell yeah, I'll watch esports over other things, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a great. I think it's a good thing though, because I think, you know, I who cares about normal sports? You know, I'm a big esports fan. I will always support esports, and I'm looking forward to it becoming a bigger and bigger thing. I think it's the future of, or one of the futures. I mean, I don't think any normal sports are ever going to go away. I mean, people love it. Like some people I like going to baseball games, being outdoors, but esports are pretty cool. They're pretty undeniably cool. And you know, you think about all these people who go to Street Fighter. I mean, it's been around for forever, and it's been successful for a long time. And people are just now, you know, beginning to realize just how lucrative it is, I think. So I'm making a little braid here. So I'm just going over and through. It's like trying to catch everything. Stop. What the heck happened there? Weird. Under and through. Over and through. And under and through. Over and through, under and through, over and through, under and through, and keep going indefinitely till you die. We'll see how this thing will come together. I'd love to see a channel dedicated to gaming. I mean, I think it's coming. You know, there's going to be an ESPN, the gaming, you know. But I also think it's Twitch. Like, I think Twitch has... I mean, if I was ESPN, I would be like, how do I compete with Twitch? It's already on every TV. You know, every smart device can get to Twitch. So I would just be like, what do? We just lose. We just give up. We let them have it. That'll be nice. Over and through. Yeah, this is the most hassle part here, is getting the little handle working. But you gotta make it look nice. So I'll start on this side here. And this is the bad one. This is the one. With this wood burning art. It's pretty cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I feel like this macrame stuff, at least this particular job, is extremely hard to see. So it probably is a little less enthralling than maybe the next thing. But you never know. So let's do over and through. over and through, and under and through. These are just little half hitches we're doing on repeat, repeated half hitches. And then you just go faster and faster until your eyes start bleeding. And that's how you know you're doing macrame. Yeah, the wood burning art stuff probably is awesome. That would be a lot of fun. I should do something like that at some point. Maybe one day I will. I always like weird crafts. It's one of Final Boss's vices. Weird crafts. Random hobbies. Man, I've got a lot of them. It's my vice. I don't go out. I don't do a bunch of crazy shit. But I have a bunch of weird crafts and a bunch of weird hobbies. So help me. I love them. So help me, I love them. Call me Weird Craft Boss Editing. Weird Craft Boss Editing. Yeah, how's your writing coming along, Mafia, by the way? Someone long ago who had nothing better to do than come up with what we call normal stuff. Yeah. Or it's just like some people can have fun just sitting and watching TV or only doing stuff like that. Like, don't get me wrong. I love my fair share of TV shows and farting around and wasting time, and video games, love video games, but eventually I kind of get to a point where I'm like, I gotta do something. I want to go crazy. Maybe that's just me, or maybe there's a lot of people like that, but that's what gets me into weird hobbies, where I'm like, I am going to go find random geological formations that are cool. And I'm going to go disappear and do that. And people are like, Jeff, why do you have rocks that you found in the desert? And they're fluorescent. It's weird. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I know. May start writing again, but it's for a script to be used for a video idea. That's awesome. Well, working on screenplay stuff. Great experience. Great plan. God, these chords are so thin. It's gonna take forever. This particular project will probably look really good, but it's gonna take forever because these little tiny freaking chords are so freaking tiny. Did I mention they're tiny? Are you going to be doing is it a short script? You know, if you like short screenplays, there are some really cool competitions. There's the 168 Rite of Passage, a really great place for screenwriters to do they give you kind of a challenge, and in 1 week you got to write a screenplay. And it's a really cool way to just kind of push yourself to get a screenplay for a short film just out the door. Something I actually did it a while ago, and I really loved it. It helped me develop an idea I'd been sitting on for a long. Because we all have those ideas where it's like it would be cool to write, whatever it is, and then time goes by, and we never get around to actually doing it. And those types of things are really helpful to say, even if they give you the, like the prompt at a certain time, you can, especially if you're a fantasy kind of sci-fi type lover, you can say, oh, I've been wanting to write a, urban fantasy about, alchemists. So I'm going to go do that, and, it works. I can force my way into Sundance Film Festival. That's great. Well, let me know. I mean, screenplays were my primary thing many moons ago. So if you need someone to give it an edit, feel free to share it over. Always down to see what kind of cool stuff folks are coming up with these days. I'm out of the game. I've been doing novels and prose for a while. You kind of miss the joy that is a screenplay. Interesting. Starting to come together a little bit. Yeah. What's the premise of your story, if you mind me asking, Mafia? What are you thinking about having that Sundance contender uh, regarding be about? Or is it still in stealth mode, which is totally okay? I respect stealth mode. Alright, we're getting there. Alright, we're getting there. start working on this side a little bit more. All right, how we doing? How we doing? Where are we at? Where are we at? Okay, we're gonna start with an over. All right, let's see. So I was doing a whole bunch of half hitches right now. That's okay. Since this was a joke, I'm in documentaries, informative series about cool topics. That's awesome. I'm actually going to be filming a short documentary for a mixed media class I'm taking in grad school. So I'm going to be hunting down either a cool thing to talk about or who knows. Ooh, come on. Don't do this to me. Uh-oh, it's getting mad. Yeah, I'm doing. I don't know. What are some cool ideas? What are some cool short docs you've been eyeballing? I mean, documentary filmmaking's tough in the fact that you just don't get. You don't know what you're gonna find. You have to like piece through all this raw footage and hope you have an editor who is just amazing to make it all come together. What are some cool doc topics you're hunting down? The guy on YouTube called Captain Christian. You have to see his stuff. It's basically the premise of my idea. Okay. Captain Christian. I'll definitely check that out. That sounds cool. Captain Christian. Alright, so we're getting close to where I want to start crossing this over. So maybe I'm going to get a marker. I'm going to get a marker. Just use a pencil like this. It's gonna be crazy, y'all. It's gonna be pretty gnarly. Oh no, I have to do a big loop. Okay. Hopefully that works. Okay. I've spent my library in vocab in order to compete with him, though. He gets me to explain something in 6 different ways, using 40 words I've never heard of. Interesting, Captain Christian. So he does like explanatory videos or like instructional videos? Is that it? That's pretty cool. If he's like addressing some really crazy, intense topics, you know, that are hard to understand on one's own. Because a lot of stuff out there that Final Boss still scratches his head about and is like, I don't know what the hell that is. So he just like picks a topic type thing and it's like, we're gonna talk about, you know, quantum mechanics today. Like, let's go. On this side. few more. He explains art in movies or animations, gives everything a fresh set of eyes. Get to binge his vids. Write the name on a sticky note. That sounds awesome. I definitely will. That sounds great. So it talks about art. That's a great. I love it. More friends. So 6. One more half hitch here. So I'm making a little loop here. Yeah, he caught YouTube's attention, so they promoted the channel a few times. That's awesome. That's so great. I think, if there's one thing the internet can do is it can help the arts. That would be great, Maybe that's just an artist's perspective, but I'd love it. I'd love that. Alright, so now it's going to get to be very fine work here. So I'm going to go over and through. Under and through. I'll do 2 of these. Maybe I'll do one more to get it nice and tight. That's really cool. I'll have to check out his channel. That sounds awesome. Almost done my little top portion. You can kind of see it coming together on camera there. Over and through. Over and through. Over and through, under and through, over and through, under and through. Just making a nice little ring here. And I'm running out of string here. Red shoot was a lot tighter, huh? Running out. And this particular knot's always so consumptive. I hope I have enough, but I probably won't. Feels bad. I didn't give myself too much to begin with, which is kind of my own fault. You know, just in case, I'm going to cut myself a little bit more strength. Bummer. Bummer. That's a nice one. That's more than enough. Over and through. Go ahead and loop the new bit of string in. That's looking pretty nice. Nice little curlicue on top. I think this is going to be a nice little project if I can pull it off. But it's not going to be an easy project, I'll tell you. It's going to be one of the hardest projects there ever was. Right here in Louisiana, we don't make things simple. We make them tricky. Almost there. Right in Louisiana territory. Almost done with this whole thing, and then I'm going to go to bed after this is finished. Almost there. Oh, final stretch, yeah? Well, it looks just about nice, doesn't it? You sound like the RDR characters. Yeah, I have some Taste of History on in the background, and they have all these folks from Louisiana, and they're Louisiana And I say, Louisiana might as well be the Garden of Eden. You know, stuff like that. They're just saying Louisiana things, which cracks me up. You know, I think this right here, the Garden of Eden. Well, I'm glad you can get that Red Dead Redemption hype. Red Dead Redemption hype. Almost done here, and then I'm going to turn on into bed. Very fine work here. Some extra garlic over there. And some nice cream spinach. All right. Getting there, man. This thing is a battle. I'll try to tie this off somehow. I think a sort of reasonable way. Oh my gosh. It's gonna give me a headache. All right. There's our little top. See how that goes. I'm going to glue it up a little bit. Make sure my ends don't slip. Put some glue on. And then that's the stream for tonight. It's 2:30 in the morning. I think it is more than time for bed. All right, phase one, a very difficult project, sort of done. Anyways, I'm heading to bed, everybody. Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.